Hello there. So welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Excel Island live stream. Today is day 88 of consistently learning and live streaming, upskilling myself using the resources on the Datacamp platform. So I am currently upskilling myself in data analysis in SQL career track on the Datacamp platform. So I'm on the SQL career track, which is known as SQL, and the good news is that on this live stream, I'll be taking the last couple of lessons on the career track. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm on the SQL data analysis in SQL career track. If I go to tracks here, career track, we should finish the last part of the lessons in this live stream. So this career track actually contains 11 courses estimated for 39 hours with one project though. So I've been doing that consistently for the last 100, for the last 88 days, yes, for the last 88 days. So the goal is to learn consistently for the next 100 days. And I'm so consistent, and today is day 88, and I'm almost done with with the whole resources, with the whole courses, with the whole lessons in a career track. So after this data analysis in SQL, the goal is to build projects, build more portfolios, build examples of SQL queries, and host them as portfolios on GitHub, Medium articles, and so on like that. And move ahead to the data analyst in Power BI career track also. I'll also be live streaming the learning journey of this data analyst in Power BI. So you definitely want to subscribe to the channel right now so you know each time I go live so we can learn together. Also, we'll be doing the data analysis in Python. Also, the plan is to also live stream the learning journey of the data analysis in Python just to give it a little bit of fun. So definitely want to subscribe to the channel right now and put on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know whenever I go live. So if I click on the data analysis in SQL career track, as you can see 11 courses estimated for 39 hours, then one project. So if I click on see all contents, you can see I'm on the last course, the 11th course. And after the 11th course, there's a course project and statement of accomplishments. Also, there's the Datacamp certification also, which I would definitely be taking also. And I'm planning to live stream the certification process. Probably it is not against the terms and condition of Datacamp team. If I go back here, go back to the progress dashboard, let's finish the last part of the course. So before I continue, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I am currently a top rated plus freelance data analyst on the Upwork platform. So I've had major success on the platform, and that is due to the influence of a coach, someone who has actually been guiding me through the freelancing business, the freelancing journey in general. So his name is Bengadebi, and he currently has a course on right now called the Freelance Client Magnet course. And what this course does is that it teaches you how to become a successful freelancer and actually run a successful freelancing business like this. If you are looking to start a freelancing career, check out the link to the course under the YouTube description, and I'll see you in the freelance community. So let's head back to learning. If I click on data communication concept, I'm 94% through the whole lessons. If I click on that, we should take the last lessons today. I think I'll just go back to this video and play it one more time because I had a couple of internet issues on the last live stream, which was yesterday. Let us just listen to the lessons and complete the little tasks. Then we've come to the end of the all resources in the data on this data analysis in
We
SQL.
have just learned a set of best practices to deliver impactful presentations. In this video, we'll talk about common mistakes we should avoid. But first, let's recap. In order to deliver a compelling presentation, we first need to plan what we are going to present, following some guidelines. An important step is to prepare and practice our speech. The more we practice, the better we become. And lastly, we can deliver the presentation, provided we avoid some common mistakes. A lot of presentations are ineffective because they are too long. The audience has an attention span that we should take into account, and if we go beyond 20 minutes, we are at risk of losing them. Moreover, it is important to keep some time for questions the audience may have. People that are interested in our project surely will have some. A common mistake is to forget to state the purpose of the presentation in the introduction. This simple mistake could ruin the rest of the presentation, preventing the audience from understanding the importance of our findings and leaving them in the dark throughout the presentation, diminishing the impact of our story. As speakers, we should guide the audience, deliver a sequence of information that supports our story, and keep our audience's attention. And to that aim, we should not wait until the end of the presentation to show all of the findings together. Instead, we should include them throughout the presentation, providing a backbone to the message. Another common mistake is to just give the presentation as a monologue, without engaging and involving the audience. Remember, we are presenting to them, not at them. We should introduce ourselves, saying who we are and why we are presenting. Because our audience is not aware of our thought process, we should always state our key assumptions. This gesture shows empathy. Another way to connect with the audience is to involve them, asking questions in the middle of the presentation. Ideally, we should know the answer and it can serve as a hook for our next slide. Lastly, we can keep the audience engaged by always relating what we are showing to the main idea. In that way, they can keep track of our story easily. If what matters is the message, the speaker is at the center of the presentation. We can leverage that and create emphasis using natural gestures and movements, for example, moving our hands or pointing at the slide, smiling, making a facial expression. Good body language conveys confidence and strengthens attention, so the audience will be more focused on our message. This is especially true for live presentations, a little less for online presentations. Our voice is also a tool to use to our advantage. We can use different voice tonalities to emphasize our message. For example, varying the speed of our voice prevents us from being too monotonous. We can speak fast to denote a sense of urgency, excitement, or emotion, or instead slow down to highlight the importance of a finding, introduce new ideas, or hammer fundamental ones. We should also speak loud enough so that the audience can hear us if we are giving an in-person presentation. In case of online presentations, we should check that our microphone is properly set so that our voice is clear. Intonation also matters. It's difficult to give blanket advice, as it depends on the language, but basically we need to sound engaged. If we don't appear interested by what we present, we can't expect the audience to be. Alright, let's put these concepts into practice.
Hey, let's finish the last part of the lesson. The two mistake. So your coworker asks you to help him practice for his presentation. He wants your feedback so he can be prepared to deliver an important project to the company's CEO. He gives you a list of best practices you should observe during his speech, but you notice that some of them are not correct. Can you identify which statements are wrong? Correctly classify the statement as either true or false. You said the speaker is at the center of the presentation and act as a guide for the audience. That's true. The audience should be engaged by speaking fast without pauses from the beginning of the presentation. A common mistake is to skip the purpose of the presentation and dive directly into the findings. A common mistake, that's true. To catch the audience attention, start by stating the key assumption in a low voice and review the findings at the end of this. And review all the findings at the end speaking loud. Does it make sense? Deliver the presentation in 15 minutes and afterwards open up for 10 minutes of questions. 10 minutes of questions, not like 25 minutes. Then they say 20 minutes max. Oh, okay. The understanding how to avoid common mistakes can help you deliver an effective oral presentation that eventually can impact the decision-making process. Okay, do's and don'ts of presentation, probably. It's the day before the presentation for your project on customer churn. Your team lead arrives and tells you that the CEO will be there to listen to your results. You start getting nervous. You have planned your presentation. You built the slides focusing on non-tech audience. You have practiced and rehearsed with some colleague, but you really want to avoid making any common mistake during your talk. So you decide to practice one more time. To achieve your goal, you need to remember best practices so you can implement them. Also, you should make a list of common errors so you can avoid them. Best practices, common mistakes. Avoid moving your hands or pointing to the screen when showing that the company should create a promotional campaign to retain customers. Avoid. That should not be avoided. Avoid. Consider is a common. Avoid moving your hand or pointing to the screen when showing that the company should create a promotional campaign. That's a common mistake. Explain at the end that 20% of customers left with an equal gender balance and that the monthly charge is a good predictor of churn. Explaining at the end. Explaining at the end. At the end, let's assume that's a common mistake. Let's say asking your audience if they believe that the type of phone service a client has is an important factor impacting the customer churn. That's a common mistake. Showing a box plot of the amount of months churn and non-churn customers subscribe without iterating that tenure affects customer churn. Hmm? Speak slowly when showing the importance of fiber optic for predicting churn, but faster when explaining the urgency to change the streaming TV plan. That's common mistake. Means let's see that. Okay, so that means I've misplaced some of my best practices there. Hmm. Asking the audience, you have to ask the audience question. Speak slowly. Something that you assume that I misplaced a lot of them. This is same box plots. Okay, so this is only two are best practices. Asking the audience. I mean, asking the question. You are asking the audience questions, but speaking slowly when showing the importance of fiber optic for predicting churn, but faster when explaining the audience to change the streaming TV plan. Why is this the best practices? Kind of wait. Let me read it one more time. Speak slowly when showing the importance of fiber optic for predicting churn, or faster when explaining the urgency to change the streaming TV plan. Maybe okay. Probably because of people are watching too much TV, they're not doing their job. Just thinking out loud, expanding the end of at explaining at the end of the explaining at the end that 20% of customers left with an equal gender balance, omitting that you assume that it costs 50% more to attract a customer than to retain an existing one. So the presentation is not long. Omitting. Should not omit anything. Avoiding moving your hands. That's interesting. Oh, so we just finished that. Oh, wow. Let's see.
Excellent job! You have now completed this course on data communication. In the first chapter, you learned why stories are needed to communicate findings and the importance of data storytelling. Moreover, you learned how to translate results for non-technical stakeholders and how to craft stories that impact the decision-making process. In the second chapter, you saw how to select the right data and suitable metrics and statistics for each audience persona in order to choose the appropriate visualization for each stakeholder. After you put all that in place, in the third chapter, you learned the characteristics of different types of reports, when to use them, and how to structure a clear report. You understood best practices, such as choosing concise words and achieving reproducibility. In the last chapter, you learned how important it is to plan a presentation and how it impacts designing the slides. You also understood the importance of practicing and rehearsing. Finally, you explored best practices and common mistakes when delivering a presentation. Now, the final piece of the communication strategy is yours to get. You should apply all these concepts to your projects and try to communicate your findings effectively so you can inform and impact decisions. Congratulations again, you've done an amazing job. I wish you the best on your learning path.
All right, thank you. Hmm. So the next stage now is the projects. When was the golden age of video games? First task, the 10 best-selling video games. Let's see. Projects. Wow. Moving to projects. I can't believe it. Welcome to Datacamp projects. Watch this short video to learn how to use Datacamp projects. For a more detailed overview, check out Introduction to Projects in Python, R, or SQL. Okay, let's watch that.
Welcome to Datacamp Projects, where you'll explore an open-ended data science question. There are two types of projects: guided, step-by-step tasks, and unguided projects. Have no step. Do have a code-along video you can follow. Other than this, functionality is the same across both types. When you start a project, first read the instructions in the left-hand panel, and when you're ready, move across to the Jupyter notebooks for more context and start applying your solution. When you're ready, it's time to run your code and view your results. And if everything looks right, press the check button in the bottom right corner to evaluate your answer. Again, you can review your solution and check project. Solution is incorrect. View context. Start. First read the instructions in the left-hand panel.
Let's make this big.
And when you're ready, move across. Two types of projects.
Let's do it one more time.
Welcome to Datacamp Projects, where you'll explore an open-ended data science question. There are two types of projects: guided, step-by-step tasks, and unguided projects. Have no step. Do have a code-along video you can follow. Other than this, functionality is the same across both types. When you start a project, first read the instructions in the left-hand panel, and when you're ready, move across to the Jupyter notebooks for more context and start applying your solution. When you're ready, it's time to run your code and view your results. And if everything looks right, press the check button in the bottom right corner to evaluate your answer. Again, you can review your solution.
Why? What's wrong? Hold up. Wow, the projects. Okay. So I will need to read this project and come prepared for it on the next live stream. So task instruction, there's the project instruction. When was the golden age of when was the golden age of video games? This is a guided project. I look at the guides here. Let's look at the what an issue. Let me see. Guide how to use projects. There's the Jupyter notebook. Shortcut in Jupyter notebook. Let's see this. Okay, this is a short video that we just watch. Okay. Let me move to the end. We'll see just like 24 seconds.
Once you've completed all tasks, you're now ready to start your first project. Good luck.
Interesting. So let's find the 10 best-selling video games in game sales. Probably there's a table called game sales. Select all columns for the top 10 best-selling video games based on games sold in game sales. Order the results from the best-selling game down to the 10th best-selling game. The line PostgreSQL column / game is used to connect to the database. Don't remove it. Okay. Okay, there's a line to connect to the database. Okay. This is the game sales table. This is the reviews table. So this line is used to connect to the database. So the first instruction says select all information for the top 10 best-selling video games. Missing reviews. Here's the video games critics loved. Was 1992 really great? Okay, that's interesting. So the next course is the project. If I click on it now, let me see. Or let me check the character first. This is my first project on the Datacamp platform. So I'm just looking at it. So I've completed this. There's no certification available. Let me see view accomplishments. See that. I've completed that. Okay. Then I need to complete the project first. Let's see progress dashboard. Okay. This is the Datacamp certification page. So I guess we are starting the project on day 89 live stream. Alright guys, so that will be the end of the live stream for today. By tomorrow, which is day 89, I'll be answering those project questions. So you definitely don't want to miss that. So you can subscribe to the channel right now and put on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know whenever I go on live stream trying to solve those guided projects. Alright, thanks for staying to the end of the live. Thanks for staying to the end of this live stream. So if you found value in this video, do support the channel by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to also check out the freelance client magnet course by Benga DBE using the link under the YouTube description. And I will see you on the next live stream or the next video on the channel. Do have a wonderful day.